stay for the service.
No problem, it's just family talking, so.
Yeah.
We stopped practicing together a long time ago.
I know.
I think you deserve a front row today.
Well, I'm gonna mind to sit wherever.
Wherever you like.
Okay.
Faith.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a great style. What? I've seen the wreath, I didn't see the flowers. I don't know. Yes.
I'll keep the tea over here. If you want it, just let me know. Just that way we don't knock it over.
I'll say that.
Oh, you're. Do you want to go before or after Alex?
No preference.
Bill? He doesn't want to follow Alex.
Nobody wants to follow Alex.
Alex, then you. And then I'll finish up. Okay? You good? You good that way? Me and you are the last two. Just, oh, that way. Just right there to the right there.
We have gone live now, so, and I think we've had a number of people viewing. I'll let you know the numbers.
Oh, okay, great, thank you. Yeah, you should too. I think so. At least you're sitting next to me.
Yeah. There's a couple more. I don't think it's just yeah, okay. These are beautiful.
You're after I'm pouring this stuff, and then I'll come back up at the end. Yeah. You good? I was just throwing them out.
Oh.
Hang on.
Is that? Thank you.
Yeah, I'll wait for it. There's lots of time. Big tall guy.
Yes.
Right.
Not that far.
Anybody want me to sing a song?
No.
No, thank you.
No.
So many takers. Oh. Are we ready to go? I guess we are.
No, we're waiting for Billy.
Billy back. Are we good now? Yeah, okay. Just checking.
Is this
Sorry.
working?
It's 2 minutes. I'm just waiting until 11 o'clock, I guess. So, I don't know. We should start.
Oh, anybody want to hear Pete sing?
Yeah, I'd like to hear some Tom Jones, please.
Oh.
It's not unusual.
Yeah.
Just wait till, tell me when it's 11 o'clock and then I'll get going and just,
Do they have, if that's on already?
it's on already, I just,
For people tuning in.
just in case anybody's tuning in right at 11, just give them a minute or so. Thank you. You'll notice I try to crack a lot of jokes, it helps. And a girl. Oh, I thought you were getting me one. Gonna need that, thanks. Okay, we'll get going. Just like to thank everybody for coming. You know, in the COVID times, it's very difficult to get big groups of people together, but we really do appreciate it. I'm going to start off with a couple of readings that my Uncle Ernie sent over that he would like me to share some thoughts of his. You can shed tears that Brian is gone, or you can smile because he lived. You can close your eye and pray that he will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that he has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him, or you can be full of the love that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember him and only that he is gone, or you can cherish his memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what he would have wanted, smile and open your eyes. Love and go on. This will do for you, Brian, your ever-loving brother, Ernie, sister-in-law June, and niece Yvonne. These words are from Andrea Bocelli. I hope I said that right. I've been practicing that for 2 days, probably got it wrong anyway. And it was something that my dad used to say to the families when they were leaving after a visit. Time to go now, Ernie. When I am alone, I sit and dream. When I dream, the words are missing. Yes, I know that in the room so full of light, that all the light is missing. But I don't see you with me. Close the windows and bring the sun to my room. Through the door you've opened, close inside of me the light you see. That you met in the darkness, time to say goodbye. Horizons are never far. Would I have to find them alone without true light of my own with you? I will go on ships overseas, that I know, knowing that don't exist anymore. It's time to say goodbye. I'll ask Deb to come up. She has a few words she'd like to say. Okay?
I have a poem that reminded me a lot of him, so I'm going to read that, and other than that, I just want to wing it. And when I say him, it's because I tend to call him Brian, Dad, Pa, kind of whatever comes out, so, because he was a father figure to me. I actually had him in my life longer than I had my own father, and he was a great father. We spent a lot of time together when the kids were little, and Pat and Lisa and Pete all had to work, and me and Pa watched the 4 kids together sometimes and played while they swung on the red oak tree. That was his prized possession. That's when I knew how much he really loved me, because me and Pete were house hunting, and I played a practical joke on him on April Fool's Day. I asked him, told him that we'd found a lot and a home, but the closing dates were different and we would need somewhere to place said home. And could we store it on his front lawn, but it would mean cutting down his prized possession, his red maple, and he said yes, and that's when I knew he loved me, that I really was family. And I'm a little bit afraid of April Fool's Day now, but yeah, he was a great man, a great father, a great father-in-law. And this poem reminds me of him. It's called I Am Standing Upon the Seashore. I am standing upon the seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white sails, and the morning breeze starts her for the blue ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength. I stand and watch her until at length she hangs like a speck in the clouds, just where the sea and the sky come to mingle with each other. Then someone by my side says, there, she's gone. Gone where? Gone from my sight, that is all. She is just as large in mast and hull and spar as she was when she left my sight. She is just as able to bear her load of living freight to her destined port. Her diminished size is not in her, but in me. And just at that moment, when someone at my side says, there, she is gone, there are other eyes watching her coming, and other voices ready to take up the glad shout, here she comes.
Dylan, you want to say a few words?
My check. Okay.
Where's your guitar?
I just want to quickly start by saying, I know like this pandemic has been tough, so thanks for everyone who did come and for keeping a good social distance and whatnot, and for everyone that's streaming, good for you for staying home, and yeah, we hope we can get through this. Okay, so recently I've been looking over various belongings in Grandpa's apartment. Hung on the walls, I see achievements that Pat earned throughout his life. When I was a tongue-tied young lad, stumbling my words and originating Grandpa's nickname Pat, these achievements had seemed only a decoration. But recently, one in particular caught my eye, and a thought went through my head. It wouldn't surprise me if Pat's voyage into the Northern Arctic Circle is something that isn't brought up in any speech we hear today. Not that it isn't noteworthy, and not that it was entirely forgotten, though Pat was a man of many achievements. The Arctic expedition is an achievement I personally know no other accomplishment. Mulling over what to say today, I believe it is obvious to those watching and listening, and here in this room with me, as to why I had that thought. It's that his accomplishments as a family man and a good friend are too grand to leave room to speak on every highlight of his life. Many will speak of what Pat meant to them, but he was my grandpa, and a fantastic one at that. He certainly spoiled me, but his coaching brain found ways to make me work for reward when necessary. Whether he made me run to the lake, dip my toe, and run back, or if my school agenda had a smiley face on every day of the week, he'd find ways to treat me with toonies and digestive cookies. I'm sure my sister and cousins will echo my sentiment when I say Pat would be an easy inductee into the Grandpa Hall of Fame, and a few times over. Every time he picked me up from school, he would arrive early to secure the same parking spot, so I always knew where he was. Despite the constant blows to his health, he was always positive and smiling. When Man U would win a game 3-0, he would look forward to the repeat to see the Red Devils end the day 6-0. He showed me the ways of the World Wrestling Federation. Interestingly, he saw nothing wrong with a 6-year-old Dylan watching the first ever Hell in a Cell match where Kane ripped off the cell doors and tombstone his brother, The Undertaker. Our love for wrestling always burns strong. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. Pat, when it came to your influence over my life, you truly are the best there was, the best there is, and the best there ever will be. I don't know the type of husband Pat was, but seeing how Grandma sings all bloody day long, I'd have to think he was doing a good job. I hope that my girlfriend sings every day too. Mom and Uncle Pete are all right, I guess, so he was probably an okay father. And many love Pat's company, so he must have been a good friend to have around. What I learned from Pat shaped who I am and who I will continue to become. Being honorable, positive, optimistic, and my wrestling prowess are some strengths that I attribute to Pat's influence. Pat, it was a pleasure to know you, to grow up with you, and spend all those times together. I wanted to know that I love you and will always be proud of you. And to answer the question we pose each other every day, I think we're ordering fish and chips tonight.
By the way, for you at home, Alex?
See if we can get through this one. So mine isn't really a speech. It isn't really a poem. It's just a few things, few paragraphs that I put together throughout the time that I spent with Pat in the hospital, at home, at his apartment, just every day. So Pat is without a doubt the strongest person I've ever met. Pat did it all. He was a championship swimmer, a well-known boxer, a great scuba diver with his good friend Barry, and of course a professional soccer player for West Ham United. With all the athleticism and hard work, Pat unfortunately had one of the longest battles with cancer since 2010. But throughout all of it, Pat still showed his strength each and every day. Pat always wanted to look after everyone else. As strong and as stubborn as he was, it took him almost 10 years to finally let us as a family take care of him completely. The last few months with Pat were some of my favorite moments. With him, for many different reasons. Sorry. Ugh. So, for 18 years, I listened to him and took instructions from Pat, no questions asked. On and off the field, Pat always told me how it was and always pushed me to be a little bit better, which is something I'll be forever grateful for. But these last few months, I think Pat realized that it was finally time for his turn to take a listen and let us take care of him for a change. This last month especially is something that I will hold very close to my heart and remember all the head nods, all the okay Al's, and all the thumbs up. Although he couldn't talk, I always knew what he was saying. With that being said, every single day he told me when to eat, what to eat more, and can't forget Grandma's insulin. He always reminded Grandma when she needed to take her insulin and always instructed her to do so. We all know that the bossy but sincere personality that he had never left. Everyone knows that Pa had the biggest impact on my athletic career, both soccer and running. He shaped me into the soccer player I was from such a young age, and much like all of us Ratcliffes. Whether it be 30 degrees at Shell Park watching my soccer games, or freezing cold behind the glass watching Dylan, Billy, and Jake play hockey, Pa was always there cheering us on. Mainly coaching from the sidelines for a few of us, but always cheering as well. Many who were lucky enough to be coached by him know the basic fundamentals of soccer, which are put the money in the bank, and you can't open a can of sardines from the middle. Not many people understood what put money in the bank meant until he explained it, which was simply put the ball in the net. But the most important saying Pa had, that I know many teammates of mine and many other players before me will remember, is to always have personal pride. This quote alone was something that I took to every team I played for, and as of 2011, I take everywhere with me permanently on my shoulder. We all watched Pa as he changed the way Oakville Soccer Club coached young athletes and made it into a club that everybody wanted to be a part of. He worked closely with the Development Academy and helped young athletes strive to be their best and gave them opportunities to challenge themselves. I could go on forever about Pa and soccer, what a famous duo they were. But as we all know, the impact he had as a coach and mentor was just legendary, and that will always be with his name. To end things off, I just want to say that Pa Pa, you are my absolute everything. And there isn't a single day that goes by that I won't be thinking of you. And I can't see my screen. There isn't a single day that goes by that I won't be thinking of you. I know you'll be watching over us Ratcliffes and taking an extra close eye on us grandkids. So we will do our best to make you very proud. To my very best friend and my hero, I love you forever. Shine bright out there, Pa, until we are together again. I love you endlessly. And personal pride forever.
I'll bring up the second favorite now, please. Just kidding, I couldn't resist. Love you.
That's a tough act to follow. I'm just going to be doing the storytelling. Took a page off of Miss Lorna Price in the back there on her storytelling. Thank you everybody for coming today. Thank you everybody on that live stream. But I just want to start by saying, you know, like her dad, Grandpa, such a beautiful soul. I remember starting off when we were in England, in Worsley, in Boostown, where we're from, and having a bath, and he'd take me out of the bath, nice warm bath, stick me up right against those cool towels. Every single time, never failed, and that's where it started. He was a jokester, he liked to have fun, and I remember that right till the day of me trying to sneak home, wee hours of the morning, and he'd move the refrigerator out in the middle of the kitchen, and boom, right into it I walk, and aha! Right up until then, I mean, his sense of humor was just, I remember that the most. Again, mirroring Alex with the soccer, it was always head down with the ball, this is on the ball. He carried us through our careers in soccer, even with me going through rep to provincial, with all the boys, I mean, all the boys that he coached to, they're like his second family, third families, all over the world he traveled. I mean, he just loved them like his own. We have an extended family, I have to tell you. His friends, you know, all his friends, Bobby, Tommy, everybody, just, he was with them all the time, loved everybody. There was times that we used to sneak out, remember Pete?
Never did.
Yeah, he did.
Never did.
We had to try and make it back before his 3 a.m. walk around to make sure that we're all still there, but he, all the time, we trying to sneak back in all the time. Yeah, there's just so many things that he did, so many things that he loved, like his ships, his boats, the telescope, oh, just beautiful. Okay. When he immigrated here, brought us here, started a whole new life, didn't know what to expect, you know, started right from afresh, brought us up. I think we did okay, I think we turned out okay. Thanks, Mom. But yeah, I mean, he just took it right from the get-go. Dairy Gold. Dairy Gold, yes, George at Dairy Gold.
Shetland cheese.
Yes, cheese, midnights, he did all of that work, worked really hard just to get us going here for a new life here in Canada. Right, never forgot our families back home, always in touch with everybody, and always had a helping hand, like, you know. And there's just so much to say, like, just a beautiful soul. So, gonna miss him. But yes, forever in our hearts, he's always gonna remember us, and you'll be watching out for his APA, especially those little 4 ones there that are growing up and gonna start families, and you'll be with us for always.
Okay, maybe she was the favorite. Okay, just try and not go too long. So I'd like to thank, I'm starting off again when I started the other one, but I'd just like to start off by saying a few words to all the people who've commented on Facebook threads, as well as reach out personally to the family in this great time of sadness. I'd like to thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. Your words were reread, and they brought us such great comfort as we come to terms with our dad, grandpa, and husband passing away. Some of the words I'd like to mention here that I've read over and over the past few days, whether it be on the text or it was over the phone: legend, class act, mentor, friend. There were quite a few people that use these words to describe my dad, and I must tell you, they will live with us forever. Thank you. They say you cannot pick your family, but I can tell you if we could, I would have picked this family. We're also very close. We have always taken care of each other. These are the values that my parents had instilled in us as we grew up. They demonstrated that, as I don't think any time in my life I'd ever heard my mom or dad say no when someone needed help. The joke in the family that we were the UK Embassy in Canada. Whenever somebody came from abroad and wanted to emigrate to Canada, you could be sure that they were staying at the Ratcliffe Embassy, as long as they needed to. My dad would drive them around looking for work, houses, whatever they needed. Never asked for anything in return. They did this because that is who they are. I joked with my dad many times that I don't think I had a bedroom for the first 10 years of my life. There was always someone else staying in it. My dad never looked for the spotlight, but rather he would be behind the scenes taking care of what needed to be taken care of. He never showed his emotions too often, but he always seemed to have his hand on the tiller, making sure we were going in the good direction. There was one time where I think that the situation got the better of him, and I truly saw joy and proudness he felt for my success. We were in a tournament down in Washington, D.C. playing soccer. It seemed the whole tournament, no calls were going our way. We struggled through and still made it to a championship game. We played at one of those big stadiums down there. It was like our World Cup for us. We ended up winning the game, and I remember as all the parents celebrating, and the parents came flooding down onto the field. All I remember was being picked up from behind, thrown onto my dad's shoulders. He came out of nowhere. I did not see him. I remember the look on his face when I looked down to see him pick me up. He was so proud of me that day. It's a memory I'll never forget. Sorry guys. A few years ago, we decided it was time to get a boat. I remember going over to my parents to tell my dad what the plan was, and he was so excited, as he always wanted, captain a boat. I didn't make him captain, by the way. He had to be the admiral in the back. Don't talk, just stand back there. He spent years looking at Lake Ontario and watching all those boats. We would go over on a random day. He'd be sitting there on the balcony with his telescope. He would say, "Do you see that ship out there?" Then proceed to take me into the computer room where he pulled it up, the information on liveships.com, and tell me the name, where it's going, where it came from, what it was carrying, and how many people were on board. He did this regularly. That's what he loved. When we told him it was our plan to have a boat of our own, and we wanted his help to find one, I think I had 3 prospective boats in my inbox before we got home that day. I only lived 5 minutes away. He was so excited to be part of that selection process. We went to Hamilton, Niagara, and we had plans to go up to Aurelia to see a boat. Then he found one online in Oakville, and it was called Steel One. And he said I should go look at that one as well. So during the week before the Saturday we were to go up to Aurelia, I went down after work, met my boys down there, and decided that would be the one. We didn't tell him. We let him believe we were still going to Aurelia on Saturday. We brought the boat over to the Brawny Marina right outside the building, and I snuck upstairs to his apartment to pick him up. Told him to look through the telescope at a potential boat. With the family standing on the boat, I think he was a bit confused. It took a few minutes to sink in, but once he understood, we couldn't hold him back from getting down there and getting on that boat, and it was a good day. Now, every time we went out on the water, of course I lost the controls. As soon as we cleared the marina on the open lake, there he would be staring at me or tapping me on the shoulder and, get out of the way, I'll take over. That's what he would do.
Dad, I want to say thank you for all the 6 a.m. hockey practice drives at the Oakville Hockey Center, the Oakville Ice Center, sorry. I know you love drinking that machine coffee. The endless trips to take me and Lisa to play soccer. You taught us so much, and we all miss those cheesy dad jokes you always seem to pull out at the right time. The phrase you say to me when I was growing up, and I was hurting in some way, either physical or emotional, was, "It's only pain, you can handle it." I don't know how I will handle the pain if you're not here anymore, but I rest assured I will handle it for you. We love you, Dad. Until we meet again, just make sure the balls are pumped up when we get there. Thank you. That's it. I'm good. Okay, I think that's it, everyone. Thank you all for coming. We will